Okay. Yes, as yesterday class we talk about the extrude, loft, revolve, shape, and then cell and helix. Okay, this thing will be created by use of the this type of thing. Okay, and then also we talk about the polysolid also, right? Today we talk about the Presspull command. What's the Presspull command? Is it first of all I make here is a rectangle first. Okay, and then I create a dimension D enter and then 100 by 50. Take is my dimension is my 100 by 50. And then I also create by this thing or also by use of line command, right? Okay. Same thing I create use by use of line command and C enter, right? Both are the same and then I copy it. C enter. Okay. And then paste other part. Okay. And then come to the part of this part. So 1 second. Okay. And then you know what? I want to convert this in form of 3D. Then what we do? For this purpose, we use the extrude command, right? Extrude. Just click on the border and then hit the enter. Then what we got here? We got this extrude. Just right here is the height, and then we got the extrude. Let's convert into the conceptual mode, and this will be shown here. Right? That's right. After, if you this type of thing I want to extrude, then this is a hollow shape, right? I'll select all the parts, right, and then hit the enter. Then what you get here? For the extrude command we use here is you showing like as a wall. Okay. This is just extrude only your line, only your object. Okay, you have the close object, single object by making by use of the polygon. Then this will extrude will you convert is this in form of solid form. If you make by use of simple line, then this is will be convert only the line. Okay, take the width only the line, height of the only the line, also on the all the parts. Okay. This way, you can only create here. If you create this type thing to the single object, then you create here. But if you create in this part type of thing, then you also get here. Here you got the hollow here. Okay. Here we have the round shape, and this is your border, right? This is clear. Okay. By this way, you can create this type of thing. But I won't need to be a solid face for this part also for by making your close object. Here, this is my close object, right? Because I close it. Okay, perfectly. But for the pasteful command, what the pasteful command is do? When we click on pasteful command, this is my pasteful command, right? And then when select the pasteful command first, and then after that, this is not used for the selecting your border. Select inside the border, inside of your object, and then what you get here, you got this type of thing. Right? Same thing, extrude was true, and then the pasteful was true. In this case, we also select the closed shape. Okay. One thing remember, pasteful command is only work on your closed shape and closed area, and then after that you create this type of thing right here. Okay, that's why we create this type of thing. Okay, this way. Okay, why do you pasteful command is used? This is mainly used for the pasteful command. One thing I also do here, what we do, if I created suppose I created one thing, it's rectangle first. This is my rectangle, right? And then I create a circle inside it. Okay, and what we do, select this portion and copy it. Two copies I use here, and just use the isometric view, right? And then I want to extrude this part, and then when you click, then what will happen? My part will be extruded, and then circle will be disappear. Why? Because I extrude only the part of the circle, or only the part of your rectangle. That's why this will be convert into the rectangle formation and take the height and then make as a box. Okay. But here, if you want to use here, put the press foot and select this portion. And then what you get here, we got this hollow shape, rectangle hollow shape, because this is select your closed shape area, no touch inside the rectangle area. And then what you get here, you got this type of thing easily. Okay. By use of this faithful command, you can use it. Okay. Inside the faithful, we show about just check this about your pull command. This is called a push command. What the paste means? Okay, we talk about the paste pull here. Suppose here I need to make Intersect on this portion. Okay. I want to meet here the circle and then I want to make a circle on this portion. Okay, I create this portion is a circle, right? Okay, and then one thing here. I just make this first for filter. Okay, this is piece. Okay, I select here the piece. Okay, because I don't select here. The space is selected for the for selecting if you want to create any 2D object by use of the face, then this is the select your face option. Okay, this is your face, right? And this is my piece, right? And then I make the circle on the this piece, this portion of the piece. Okay, and I select this. Okay, why this thing is not made here? ये बिल्कुल चलो ऊपर बना देते हैं ठीक है श्रेणियाँ भी ऊपर तो बन जाएगा इजीली and then I create here as a circle and then I want to make this a hollow part then how can we do this for purpose this part then click on the Presspull command and then just click on the shape and just pull it okay press it then what you get here we got this hollow shape right here okay you can also make anything any part of this part and then you can create your hollow shape okay will be useful command for your part okay if you need here to then you can use to this part okay this is called your Presspull right and then again want to do one thing here this is just a way to you create in this part if you want to need here to do one thing I just use a simple example okay and I make one thing by use of only a Presspull pull command right so just take here is the example of the one okay to make this part is by use of Presspull command okay and then this will be done earlier classes also I will be doing that because explain something else but I say this type of thing also okay how can first of all thing was I want to first of all thing is I create here is the 2D part like, just create here is my 2D part first um, first of all I create here is a rectangle 50 by 75 dimension is your length is 75 and then width is your 50 right okay. This is your dimension right and then I want to create here is one line L enter and just trace this point in this portion and how many distance will be take here is 12 and then here I want to create this part on the 24 okay and then just I want to this it, okay, and hit that okay this part will be created right here okay and then I want to make it in form of 3D way then how can we do that for this purpose what we do I select this convert into form of the 3D okay and then use the Presspull first and I Presspull it okay then how the values will you Presspull is 32 okay. For this part is my 32 right so I Presspull it this part is 32 and this part is my oh, system is hang okay बहुत hang कर रहा है okay and this part is your 56 right so just click here is the 56 right and this will you make the simple part here okay and then I want to create one thing here I want to do make here is a line I'll enter for the line and then I want to create and then just use here this portion and then make here is your line in by the 24 okay after this just make it this type of thing okay and just check this out this will you make perfectly yeah this is match perfectly just use the Presspull command and just select this piece okay and then just select then what you get here we got this type of thing okay this will you make earlier class I think and the next one what you do Yeah, I want to make this type of follow path. Then here, how can we do this? For this purpose, first of all, I use as a line command. Okay, and this portion I want to use make a line is your line. Okay, for the marking part, and then again use a line, and then I want to create here as a line in distance of the 9. Okay, and then I just make to this part. Okay, again, and then I use here same line and use of the distance is my 9, and then make this type of thing. Okay, this is just a reference, then you can want to use it, and then use the Presspull first, and then select this portion, and then pull it. How much you pull it, 36. Just write its value, and then what you get here, you get this type of object, right? And this object BC is simply I created by use your Presspull command. Okay, just make a 3D object, 2D object, and just create this type of thing. Okay, you create any of thing. Okay, you have multiple parts here in your projections. Okay, then make this type of thing. Okay, and then you have the workbook of this object also to create yourself and make effective 3D modeling. Okay, and if you created multiple 3D modeling parts, then you can have to do this part, and this practice will be better in your 3D modeling. Okay, that's clear. How to use the Presspull? How can we create the object by use of Presspull? Show you. That's clear all of it. Because Presspull command is mostly used for the 3D modeling in AutoCAD, not in other software, not in other software. In AutoCAD, mostly we use Presspull command for the 3D modeling. Okay, instead of extrude, we use extrude, but the Presspull command is mostly used for this part. Okay, I think this is clear to you. Okay, if this is clear, then I come to the next part is here. Next part is my, my is it your two parts is your union, subtract, and intersect. What's the union and subtract and intersect do? If here I create a box, this is my box, right? And this is my box, and I create here your other way. I think I create here is this portion. I create this portion, and then I create this type of thing, right? And then I want to do what we want to do. I just select this and then copy these two things, CO enter, and one this and this, right? And then I want to use here what we do. I want to add on this verb because this is not a single object right here. This is my multiple objects. Two objects are connected. Just I make this here. This is two objects, okay? But I want to make is as a single object. And how can we make as a single object for this part? In the 2D phase, we have the join command, but inside we have the union command. This is my union command, okay? Solid union. How can we use a solid union? Just click on union command first and then select your object. This object and this object. Select both the object and hit the enter. Okay, and then this will be convert it into your single object. If you show here is part of the 2D wireframe, then what you share here, this will be cut out here because this will be connected each other. Okay, if you show here, this will be portion will be shown. If I want to convert this into same page because this object is different and this object is different in this part. If I want to differentiate this object other way, okay, I just remove it, then this will be make here. But I want to show here in same object, then what you do, just use a union. First of all, select this, and hit the enter. This will be converted into your union. Okay? And just select here, and let's just move on. Okay, and here this is will cut, and this will be part of the 2D. And as I select the 2D part and delete it. Okay, as I select it, all the parts and delete it. Okay, I don't need it here. Okay, and this will be shown as in form of 2D face, and then if you stored here, and this is will be connected here. Okay, and then each and every section will be shown in proper format, right? This is called 2D, right? And this is called a union. Union command is used for the union. It can just connect each other, okay, and make a single object. Okay, just connect two and more objects and then make as a single object. This is called a union. If you need here union, then you can do it union. Okay, next one will be used as a subtract. What the subtract is do? Subtract is do for subtracting some parts from second section. Okay, then you can also show in the in your previous session. Here we have to subject inside this part. This is called a subject option. I want to subject here. How can we use the subject? For the subject, we can remember two things. Okay, what the two things is? First of all, select the object first, which object you want to show, okay, and then which object you want to subject here. Just click on it, and what you guess here? Here you got this type of way, and here this type of sim pattern will be shown here. Okay, I select first object where you want to subject, and then which object you want to subject in this object, and if the both objects are be connected. Okay, and then we make this type of thing right here. This is called subtract command. If you want to do other way, suppose I want to do suppose I make a rectangle. Now I don't create the rectangle, right? I want to create other way. Okay, suppose, and I just create here, and then again I want to do one thing again. Rectangle I want to create here. Okay, this is my rectangle, right? And just create this path and select Presspull, whatever you want to select it. Just select it, enter, and this will be shown. Okay, and then again I use the extrude and then click and then here to use a 50 again. Okay, and then I want to just extrude it this portion. Okay, if you want to show is union, then what's the union do? And if you want to show is your subtract, and then subtract what's to do. Union is just used for the combine this part. Okay, select this portion and select this portion and take this will be shown as this like formation. If you show in the wireframe, this will be shown this. Okay, but this will be shown differently. But if you want to show in form of your subject, then how can we do the subject? First of all, select which object you want to vary, and then then hit the enter first. Then after that, which object you want to subject here. Okay, intersect point of the object will be subject here. Then click as enter. And once you get here, here we got this type of thing. Okay, this will be subject part. Okay, and this will be subject. Okay, this will be use of the subject. Just remember how to subject is first object will be click, select and then enter. Then next object will be select and then enter. Then the subject will be work. If you select both the objects and enter, the subject will be can't be work here. Okay. Then come to the next part is your intersect. Intersect is used for the make out the object from the intersection point, right? Make out the object for the intersection point. How can you do this portion? For this part, you can use here one thing. I select here and then select the first portion and second portion, then hit the enter. Then what's remaining here? We got the remaining part is intersection part, not the other parts right here. Then here, same thing we can use here for this purpose. I select I use the intersecting and then select this and select this and then hit the enter. Then what you get is where you got this type of thing, right? And this is called my intersection. Okay. And this part will be have this intersection part, right? Okay. You can create by this thing by use of this way. Okay. Anything you can create by use of intersection. Okay. This is called an intersection portion of this thing. Okay. You have this thing and you have to show the here is a preview also, and then if you want to make this type of thing and this type of way you can create this path also. Okay. Just clear all of you. Okay, I think this clear to you also how to use the intersection solid and whatever you want to show here. Just clear. Okay, I think this clear to you. Okay, then come to the next process here. First, we talk about the next part is here. This is called my 3D mirror. What the 3D mirror is do? 3D mirror is do for the showing you mirror object, right? Mirror object is there. You want to show about the mirror, like okay. How can we show the mirror 3D mirror? How can we use the 3D mirror? First of all, I create something for the taking the example right here for the 3D mirror. Okay. Yeah, I create a base. Base is the base part for the making the 3D mirror part. Okay. And I just one thing I use here, and this portion I create here. Okay, this is my part of the 3D mirror, and then I just create the line here for the making the 3D mirror. Okay, and then I make here as a 3D. Okay, this is look like as a mirror. Okay, how can we create the mirror by use of light? Okay, and I just make here. Okay, this is look like he is a mirror, and this is my object, and I want to make here same is like as this object of the mirror image. Okay, mirror like here. In 2D mirror, I used only XY plane, but inside this part we have 3D plane. And then how can we do this thing? Just use how can we use this part? First of all, select the object first. What we do? First of all, I select the object first. How can we select the object first? First of all, how to do the 3D mirror? Just write here the 3D mirror. What we write here is the 3D mirror. And then also 3D mirror is this part also come here. This is my 3D mirror option. Okay? And then select the object first. This is my object. Then hit the enter. Then select the points. What's the point you selected? First point, second point, and then also the third point. Third point is the Z axis direction. And then you want to delete the source object, yes or no? Yes, I don't want to do this thing. Then this is called as a no. Okay. And then what we got here? Here we got this type of thing, right? This is called my 3D mirror. Simple 3D mirror you can create here. What we do here? We do two things. We do three things. Okay. First we do three things. First of all, select the 3D mirror. Select the object. Okay. Uh, I think this will be wrong. First of all, I just select the 3D mirror. I right here is the 3D mirror. Okay. And then select the object first. Enter. Select this point. One. First of all, select the XY plan, then select the Z plan. Okay. Then click on OK. Yes or no. If you click on the yes, then what will be happen? The source object will be deleted and this object will be created, right? And this will be created on behalf of this distance only. This is called my 3D mirror. If you again activate this command and click the object first and hit the enter and select this type of object right here, then this will be created. And if you click on the yes, then this will be made. Okay. On behalf of this way, you can create any type of thing. Okay. And then come to the next part is how can we create the 3D mirror and then how to use the 3D mirror right here. Just use it. First of all, I'll select this object and move on it better way. And then come to this part. I want to make it the same as visual and this portion. Then how can we do this? Use the 3D mirror. Okay. Select the object first. And then what we do? Just select the XY plane. This plane I select here. And then I don't want to any spaces between them. And then select here. And click no. Then what we got here? Here we got this type of. Just make this free. And then if I want to make this inside between as below section, then how can we do that? For this purpose, we use here, what we use here, I use this plane, okay? Just use this plane and then make this your mirror object right here. Then how can we do that? Just select your 3D mirror, just right here the 3D mirror, okay? Enter it, select the both objects, enter, okay? And select this plane, okay? How can we select this plane? First, second, and where you want to select this plane? Third, and click on no. Just as plane is important, which plane you selected here, then your 3D object will be created. If I select this plane, then we created the 3D mirror inside this part. And how can we do this? Just use this 3D object, select these four objects, and then enter. Then select this portion first, second, and I select type of mirror and click in no. Then what we got here? Here we got this type of thing, right? Which mirror you can select here, then this will be made. Okay, just your plane is important. This plane you are selected, right? Okay, if you want to show this path and then I use a 3D mirror again, select this all the objects and select this portion first, one and two, and then after that I select this portion and then click on no, then this type of thing will be created, right? We create this thing by use of the 3D mirror, right? And this is just an example for showing how to create your 3D mirror in different cases, right? Like this one and then I want to move it and I make this type of thing in other way also. Then how can we use this if you don't have any options like this? Again, you select here as a 3D mirror, right? and then I want to select this object first, and then after the select the plan. This plane I selected, and then I select this plane, okay? And then click on no, what we got here, where we got this type of thing, right? And then if I want to create above the, in the reverse of this part, then how can we do it? For this purpose, we can use 3D Mirror again, 3D Mirror insert it, and select this two objects and click here. And select this portion, one, two, and then third portion is this, and click on the no. Just you select your mirror plane. If you find out the mirror plane is correctly, then you can make this type of thing, right? This if you find out the mirror plane, then you can make this type of thing also. Just click. If you're here, if you want to do this other way, and then click here. I want to make again a 3D mirror, and then select to both the objects. Select here. First of this, and then I make this in the down direction. Then click on no. And once you get here we got this type of thing, right? You can create any of things right here and then make this type of thing. Okay, this is just the example to you. Okay, if I select this and move it in this portion, and I want to make this part in this portion, then how can we do that? So this part, you see the mirror. I select this to this and this. Okay, and then I make the mirror in form of this for the degree. This is not actually 45 degrees. This what the degrees is. This will be max here. Okay, and this simple object will be created right here. Okay, this will be created by use of your 3D mirror. And 3D mirror is useful command for your side if you want to make same thing. Okay, same thing, but in different cases. Then you can use this for the as a 3D mirror, right? This is called your 3D mirror. Okay. Just clear all of you how to create this type of thing. Okay, we talk about the Presspull, we talk about the union, okay, subtract, and then intersect, and then also we talk about the gradient. Okay. Third one thing is I talk about is today's class is Gizmo. What the Gizmo is used and how can we use the Gizmo right here? Okay, Gizmo is this here with the option of Gizmo here and then Gizmo here. We have the option of the Gizmo here. Okay. We have the three types of option of the gizmo: move gizmo, rotate gizmo, and the scale gizmo. Gizmo is mainly used for uh, for moving no 3D stuff, 3D object. Okay, that's why gizmo will be used. How can we use the gizmo? We can select here your object first, and then what we take here to show here. You show here is this type of thing. Okay, red color is show your X, blue color is show you for Z, and then green color you show you for your gizmo. Okay, if you click here and then want to rotate move the object on form of your in Z direction, just select this portion and then you move only on Z direction. If you click on the X, if you want to move on the X direction, just click on this part and then you move on the along the axis. Because in 3D, if you move here and any part, you can move anywhere. But if you use a Z direction, then you can move easily this object. Okay. But this is a 3D Gizmo, and by default, if you can't use a 3D Gizmo and then I want to move here, then I'm anti use this. Then AM is rotated in anywhere direction because I can't find out right here. If you have the angle direction, then you can use this path. If you have this portion, then this will be shown. Okay. But in this case, if you don't have this path and then you use this portion as your auto mode is off and polar mode will be, then will be Gizmo will be helpful for you. Okay, and gizmo will be helpful and then click on the gizmo and first gizmo is your move gizmo. Okay, move gizmo is used for the movement of your object. Okay, and then just click on this part and then you can move it. Okay, and then which one is you want to move here, this portion will move. If you want to relocate this gizmo, okay, then you can relocate it also. Okay, you select here and I want to relocate is gizmo, just click on mid portion of this gizmo. Okay, and then you can relocate it and then paste where you want to paste here and then just click where here, then you can got only this direction of your this pivot point. Okay, this pivot point you can hear, this is my fixed point. And if you don't want to find out the relocate, just right click on this part and then here we have the option the relocate gizmo and the relocate option will be activated, right? and then the spaces where you want to relocate it. Okay, this will be useful for you. But if you want to rotate any object by use of the part, if you use the rotation command by use the rotation, this is the only basic part of the movement of your gizmo. Okay, if you don't need it, the movement, then you can don't use this part. Come to the next part is here. If I want to rotate, RO enter for the rotate and select this page point, and then I want to select here. Then I rotate this portion, not the above, then not this X section. I just rotate in this portion, in this X and Y direction only. Okay, not the Z direction. I want to rotate the Z direction, then I can't rotate it in the Z direction. But how can we do this for this part? For this purpose, we have the rotation option. Will we have to rotate gizmo? We have other option of the rotate gizmo also. When we select here is a rotate gizmo, and then put here select this portion, and then what will happen here, this will be shown, and this will be shown the rotate your object in any axis. If you want to along with the x-axis, then you can use this in form of x-axis, right? And if you want to rotate in form of the z-axis, okay, then you can along with the z-axis. Okay, and then if you want to along with your sorry, this is your z-axis. So if you want to along with any direction, then you can use it. Okay, and each and color will be shown. If you green color, you to along with y-axis. If you blue color selected, along with the z-axis. If you red color selected, along with axis. Any axis of direction you can rotate along with, then you can use this part. Okay. One thing also remember here, you can see here, if you select this versus the rotation point or pivot point is your fixed point is your this portion. But I want to rotate this part in this portion. Then how can we do this? Just click on this portion and then I relocate this portion. Okay, if you don't find out, just right click on it and then select the relocate option. Okay, this is a relocation, and if you want to do this type of thing, then what will happen? My rotation is by this pivot point. This is called my pivot point, and then this will be rotation will be done here. Okay? This part will be done. This is called rotate gizmo. Right? By use of this gizmo, you can rotate the object of any axis direction, okay? Any along the axis direction, okay? And this will be helpful for your 3D for creating the 3D object and making the 3D type object right here. That's clear? Okay. Next one, what we do, we have the third type of gizmo is scale gizmo. Scale gizmo is used for the scaling the object. Okay. If you select the scale gizmo, this is used for the scaling. So how many scaling you can use here by use of an X direction, Y direction, and whatever you want to have the direction. Okay. This doesn't matter here. Okay. And the scale gizmo generally doesn't need for the use of this part. You just you can also use the SC enter. Okay. Not here. SC enter. Okay, I just the design center. Okay, SC enter for the scale. Select the object first and then hit right and select the pivot point, and then here you can scale it. Okay, this doesn't need to for the scale gizmo because scale gizmo is generally not used as useful as part is, but while this will be shown. Move and rotate gizmo is useful. Then you can by default move gizmo will be selected here. If you select the object, then this type of gizmo will appear. Okay, and this will be really helpful for moving your stuff. Okay, moving your object. Right. Just clear all of you. Okay. How can we use the move gizmo right here? Okay. This is just a 3D pass of your object, right?